I just want to give it a moment because I love this menu music. Oh, I've loved this music since 2006, since I first heard it. Just want to listen to it for a few seconds. Yeah. Okay. Alright, that's good. We're going to go ahead and go new game. Surprised. I would have thought that if I had pressed new game, it would have given me the option to go English, voice acting in English dub, but I guess it doesn't do that the second time around. Okay, just need to check the stream.
If only somebody hadn't wrecked the car. Unbelievable.
Oh, I would hate to be that guy. Oh, come on, don't be that way. You know I didn't mean to do it.
Of course not. Sabotage is far beyond you. It's futile.
Rise and shine, princess.
Tremors. Now you did it. Morning there, buddy.
Eyes open.
And he's up.
Not technically up.
Prepared and heading to Corthus, then?
Enormousness of visit.
Yeah. Wonder what it's like outside. Wow! Couldn't ask for better weather.
Ah, good day for walking. Aren't we lucky?
Okay.
We're well short of the amount due, I'm afraid.
We need to think bigger. Like, behemoth big.
Hunting down its horns could get us the money, if it doesn't get us killed.
Wouldn't worry. We're as good as dead without the car anyway.
Might already be a lost cause.
Hey, if Cindy says she can fix it, that's good enough for me.
And since she's gone to all the trouble of servicing it nearby, we need only concern ourselves with one thing and one thing alone.
The money.
Simple enough. We hawk whatever we hunt till we come up with the cash, then fetch the car.
Alright, here we go. Okay. Look around. Let's hurry this up. I already know how to do this. It sucks they don't let you skip this tutorial. Okay, and it sucks they don't let me run right now.
Do you guys see what I see?
Yeah.
Alright, there we go.
Hey, take a look.
Oh, dread. Deadeye. 25,000 gil reward for kill or capture. Oh, that would be so awesome if we could capture him, but no.
Hold up a sec.
Huh?
You can actually... You don't have to kill Behemoth in order to get your car fixed. You can actually get the 25,000 gil from the actual world itself. I have actually done this to test it out, and it does work. For the
Far from here.
actual stream, I'm not going to do the main quest right away, simply because every single YouTuber that has done this demo has done that. So if you guys want to see it right away, then obviously you can go to any YouTube walkthrough and they'll do that. What I'm going to do is I am going to go over the basics of the battle system first and show off the camping and sparring. So this is a campsite. There's a few around the region of Duscae, which is where we are at right now. And in the demo, you can do what you can rest, like it says here. In the game, you gain XP from killing monsters, just like every other RPG. But in this game, you don't get to level up with that experience until you rest at a campsite. That's different for the series, and I personally haven't seen any other RPG do a system like that. And it really helps with the vibe of the camping simulator. Now, I'm not going to rest right away. I'm going to actually go ahead and spar. And here is Mr. Gladiolus. Whoa! Oh boy. Hey, Abby. I think there's about a 15-second lag. So that'll be what happens. Okay, so what I just did there was... Oh, what I just did there was die. Wow. Wow. Okay. Is it going to teach me how to potion? Oh. That has never happened to me before. He's never one-shot me. Looks like... Oh, man, that sucks. That was my plan to spar first. Okay, but anyways, you see sparring there. I'll go over the battle mechanics in a random battle. So you can rest, and you know what? Just to show that off, I'll rest here. Start the day over. There's different entrees that show up when you rest, depending on the ingredients you have in your inventory. I like that touch as well. Okay, so yeah, you can see my character Noctis is level 6, while Gladiolus, the one I was sparring with, is level 14. That pretty much explains why he one-shot me. So, every time you camp, you see a little scene like this. It'll be different here and there. I really like how this looks. It just, again, the camping, you know, the whole game, the full release of the game is supposed to mirror a road trip, which I love that. I love it. And this right here does that really well. So, oh wow. They're going to start me off with the buddy stuff right away? Oh, wow, okay. This scene is actually new. It came out with the update to the demo. Split up, the main quest will not proceed while the tour is underway. Yes, okay. So this was added in the version 2.0 with the demo. And this allows us to, well, first off, it brings Gladiolus with us, and he's the only one that is with us, which is different from the main game, which is usually all 4 of us. But it also opens up a team-based system that will most likely be shown up. I forgot exactly what I'm supposed to be. Set destination. Abandoned shack. Okay, so that's the one. Okay. Alright. Come on, Gladiolus. I took us the wrong way.
Nothing like
Abby, you can go ahead and watch another stream. It's, you know, it's totally fine. I'm not going to be insulted. Oh. Okay. Alright, that red strip there means that an enemy sees me and I have a certain amount of time until they eventually attack. And they have attacked. So, the battling in this game, sort of like Kingdom Hearts, mainly because it was originally developed or directed by the same person that directs Kingdom Hearts. And what you see me doing here is I am just putting on guard. This is the guard button. I'm playing on PS4, so it's L1, and you hold it down, and you sort of go into this, and whenever an enemy attacks me, I will dodge it with like a light magic. It just showed up. For some reason, these enemies are not attacking me. Oh, and that right there was a parry move. And there's the dodge mechanic, or no, the sort of crystal abilities. You see the Empire here. Now, you'd think that with the dodging the way it is, that it would be you'd be able to infinitely be able to spam it, but you can't because it is tied to your MP. So every time you do that little crystal teleport thing, it costs MP, so you can't spam it. It will eventually run out. What you see me doing here is your typical run-of-the-mill dodge. And what you do, how you do this is you hold down the same block button and then you press circle, and that will do a dodge. Now, I'm getting my ass kicked, and the main reason is because this character, at the very beginning of the demo, is very under-leveled. But I'm gonna do my best to not get my ass kicked too bad. Okay. After this battle, I will go into detail about the weapon slot system, because I actually do want to change up the weapons slot. I'm gonna go ahead and use a technique and get kicked. And now that I'm here, I might as well just use a potion. Boom. When it comes to health in this game, it works a little bit differently. You see I have a white bar, and whenever there's damage, it sort of turns into a red bar. Well, the white bar is your initial health, and then once that goes down, you get put into a critical like status mode where you grab your shoulder and you look all wounded, and you just kind of, and you still have full movement, but you can't attack and you can't dodge and you can't use techniques. Basically, you can't do anything except run away. And so then you're in red, and if your health gets dropped in the red, it is permanently off until you rest. And so even if you use a potion and get back to white, it'll still only go up to wherever your red was. So I guess you could say you have 2 HP bars. Alright, so now that the battle's over, I'll go ahead and go over the weapons here. We have Crush. You'll see that in the sort of the upper right of the menu. And you have Ravage, Vanquish, Counter, and Ascend. You could probably guess what these are just by looking at those and reading them, but right next to it says Initial Assault, which means this is the first time you press the attack button, which is square. Ravage is basically the attack sequence after the initial strike. So if you hold down the triangle button, you will continuously use the weapon that is equipped to Ravage. So right now I have a blood sword. Vanquish, lethal 4-strike. Basically what that means is that this is the weapon that is used as the final blow when an enemy's health is so low that it only takes 1 strike left to kill them. Counter is any attack, obviously, after somebody else attacks, or you dodge, or you counter and do a riposte. Descend is the least used one that I have ever seen used, and I've barely used it, and that is when you're in midair. This is the weapon that you use in midair. So most people use the Zweihänder for Ravage, and so because most people do that, I'm going to go ahead and switch it up, and I'm going to go ahead and put Zweihänder in my Crush, and then I'm going to put Wyvern Lance in Ravage. We're going to do some lancing stuff here. Vanquish, lethal strike. Yeah, we'll go blood sword, and then counter with a spear. Yeah, that seems all right. So yeah, that's probably what it's going to be. So what that means is that if I do an initial strike, that's what it is, because I have Zweihänder in my initial strike. But if I attack and then continuously attack, which it like that right here, it'll be the spear. And so that's pretty much how the battle system works,
You'll know how it feels in 5 years.
in a nutshell, I guess. Thanks for supporting me, Abby. I will not be looking at the stream during mid-battle, obviously, because it gets pretty hectic. So if it takes a while for me to reply, I apologize. It's just it's hard to kind of multitask, and I don't want my performance to suffer so much, because it's really hard to play well and talk and look at the stream at the same time. So I'm trying my best to do my best. So right over here, we found an item. There will be blue ones and red ones scattered across the world. The blue ones are just, rusted bits, claws, things like that. Not really anything important, but the red ones are extremely important. The red items that you find are the ones that get you even closer to getting the 25,000 gil without killing the behemoth. And, hey, what's up? Later. So let's just check this out. Practice executing cross chains. Okay, so cross chains are basically buddy attacks. Right, so we're going to go up to one of these gorilla.
I'm going all out. Just don't get too carried.
That's odd. That's never happened before. Hit your spot and execute. Okay, so this is what happens. Boom. There. Oh, what the hell? Okay, that's odd. Cross chain. Link up with. Where is it? Oh, that thing is. Okay, well that screwed up. that electronic post is okay. There we go. When this goes over there, you go into it and you press the triangle button, and it'll start up a link attack. And what happens is that you have to do the correct timings for the square button, and you can continuously attack like that. That's also new. That was added in the Volume 2. Oh, 2.0 of the demo. So I'll do it again. Oh, come on. Oh, I missed the timing. Whoa, okay. Okay, so it should happen again. And eventually, usually after a 3-hit, I think it is a 3-hit, you can then press triangle as it says here, and Gladiolus will be able to attack. So boom, and then you get a nice little animation there of you two working together. And we just slew a gorilla, and as you can see here, these little blue things here, as it says warp, if you hold the X button, you can warp to get to safer ground. So if I was to go up here, boom. When you're up here, you recover MP quicker, and as well you recover HP quicker. Or you can just drop down and lose HP at the same time. There is rumors that there will be a third version of the demo that it's possible that magic will be implemented in that version, which I am severely hoping for. I'm either hoping for magic or I'm hoping for either the car or chocobo. I want one of those, the car or chocobo. So I'm going to go over here and do it again. Boom. 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 Oh! Okay, so it looks like it can be more than 3 times. Oh yeah, Gladiolus. Yeah, he's got a good old-fashioned Buster Sword. Okay, and then Gladiolus. Here we go. Bam! Oh, okay, and you see that right there. I just got an item called Garula Sirloin. That is an ingredient for food, as you could probably imagine. It is an important ingredient for the actual best dish that you can get in the game, and the dishes, they give you perks that are extremely helpful. And we're talking, gives you XP boosts, defense boosts. You know, you can't even. There's one in the demo where you can't even get status ailments. That one is extremely important for especially a certain point in the game. I don't know if they're gonna implement implement that in the main game, because not getting any status ailments, and I mean any status ailments, would I don't know. It kind of feels like it would break the game a little bit. So I don't know if they're gonna implement that one in the final build of the game. But you know, it'll most likely be implemented, but it'll probably come in later on in the game.
Well,
Okay, so
put it in the books.
that was pretty much Gladiolus's side quest. Each character has a side quest that you do with them and only with them. So you can see that was a side quest, and I got 5,000 experience. I could just immediately return to the rest point as it shows in the bottom left or bottom right corner. But because the world is just so damn beautiful, I'm going to go ahead and walk it. You see that car right over there? I like that one. I don't like the color, but I like that one. There are signs posted around here. Oh, okay, this is a Mesmeners in the area. There are only a couple of these in the map, and they reward a high amount of XP as well as unique items for you to sell. Yes, this is just a demo. It came with Final Fantasy Type 0, the HD remaster for the PS4, and I believe it came out for the Xbox One as well. Unfortunately, you can't get the demo anymore. It was a timed thing. I actually got Final Fantasy Type O or Type 0 specifically for the demo, mainly because I've been waiting for this game since 2006 when it was announced. So we're going to go over here and we're going to complete the quest. Wait. Oh, I'm supposed to go to the other one. That's where, okay. I'm actually, usually I wouldn't bother, but usually after you do one of these side quests and you get back to the campgrounds, there's usually like a little scene that will play out. So I'm gonna go ahead and... Oh wait, never mind. I got the wrong idea. That's for the main story. So never mind. Just for some reason didn't get any special greeting. Usually there will be a like the tent will be set up, and we'll see, you know, Ignis and Prompto messing around, just like a little added thing for completing the side quest. But unfortunately, it didn't happen with this one. Maybe it'll be for the next one. So we'll rest. Caught up with the others. The group's tattered clothing. Of course, Prompto. Okay, so what do we got? Egg in a basket. So, as you can see, today's XP, 8,500. When you go to a rest spot, it'll tally in with your character, with each individual character that earned the XP. And what I love about this most is that when it tallies, levels, they shoot up. They shoot up fast. I don't know if that's going to be for the main game, if it's just for the demo, but I know that for the demo, it feels really good to see your levels just shoot up quick. Like, watch, here we go. After it gives us the bonuses. Boom! 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 8 levels. Knocked this leveled up 8 levels with just that one rest, and I love that. It always makes you feel like you're getting extremely better every time you camp. And there's a little added bonus with version 2.0. You get a little picture from your venture with Gladiolus. And we can now use cross chains. So fresh increases attack and defense by 50%. Sharp and okay, increases critical hit rate.
Let's hit it.
Let's roll.
Depending on the recipe that you use, you get better buffs. I actually want to find some Alshrooms because those give that plus the Garula Sirloin give off the best buffs. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the shop that is in the game. I just picked up a cherished frog. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 of these cherished frogs in the world. And if you collect all of them, you get a special cutscene, you know, obviously XP. Yes, the campers. Yeah, I should probably talk about the campers as well. There are 2 ways to camp in the demo, and that is with the campsite that you just saw there, and then there's also the campers that you will pretty much find in one of 2 places in the demo. And we're going. If you look, you can see that building up ahead. That's one of the places where there's a camper, and then there's also a chocobo ranch over in that direction that also has a camper. And but these campers function a little bit differently than the actual campsites, and they have bonuses, like you get a 1.5 multiplication to all of the XP that you've earned, which you don't get at camps, and that might not seem much of a boost if you only have like 8,000 XP, but if you grind experience and you end up going back to the camper with 2 million XP with you, that can really bump it up, and I've done that on multiple occasions, and it really helps. So if you have a high amount of XP just piling up, just go to a camper and get the extra bonus. So this is a shop here. You can come in here, and there's little things here, a little newspaper, stuff like that. But you can come over here, and this is the shopkeeper here.
Can't be too prepared.
All the edible items. Okay, so I'm gonna go buy Alshrooms. These are very important. Pairs with Garula Sirloins. So let's get. Oh shoot! I don't have that much killed. Dang it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and buy 8. Let's see, what do I got? Do I have anything? Okay, so I have tusks that I could sell and the rusted bits. Can't sell the cherished frogs. So how many sirloins do I have? Okay, I have 5 sirloins and 9 Alshrooms, I think it said. So while we're here, we might as well talk to Cindy. Oh, Cindy. Not a big fan of this character's design, mainly because of her occupation. She is a mechanic, but she does not dress like a mechanic, and I don't think any mechanic would ever dress like this. But anyways, this is the car that we will eventually get in the full release of the game. We will be able to drive this manually in the huge, gigantic open world, or we can have Ignis drive it. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to her, get this cutscene out of the way, and I will keep quiet for the cutscene.
How goes it, Cindy?
Hey there, good to see y'all.
Any luck with the car?
Don't need luck when you got skill. She's almost ready. How about y'all?
We've been unable to raise the money as yet.
Well, take your time. It's no rush at all. I hate to charge you, but we gotta stay in business somehow.
We broke it. We bought it.
She's a fine one, this girl of yours. And she won't take nothing less than the best parts. Only one way to do it, and that's to do it right. All things considered, you're getting a steal.
Yeah, don't think we don't know it. we finally pay our bill off, we'll throw in a dinner too.
Best save that for Pawpaw. When I told him y'all broke down again, he was redder than Rama.
Alright, so just a little cutscene reminding us of our predicament. What we're going to do now is we're going to go to Pride Rock, as you can see right in front of us,
It's time.
because there is a special item there that you could only get if you explore, or if you see in a video, like if anybody sees, like when you see this now. And it is actually quite an important item. So we're going to go this way, and we might run into enemies. Yes, I know that, Abby. I trust me, I know that. But you know, we're getting, you know, it's 2015. You know, and you know, after The Last of Us came out, I'm more appealed by women that aren't designed like that. I'd much rather there be more character development rather than sexualization. But that's just me personally. Wow, I just... Whoa! I don't know, it's just that when it comes to Final Fantasy, I have so many fond memories of being able to take the story seriously. But there's just things like that that just make me not be able to take the story all that seriously, or at least, you know, the characters and all that seriously, and it just it bothers me. But that's just a personal thing. Boom. Luckily, there have already been a couple more female characters announced for the game, and their characters' designs, not just physical appearance but also personality-wise, actually intrigue me more. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing how their characters shape up in the months to come of promotion for the game. Okay, I don't really like these enemies just because that they always run, and it's always hard to get a good grasp on them. But I guess, you know, you have to have varied enemies or else things start to get stale. Oh, I thought, wow.
Gotcha. Heads now.
That was the last one. Alright, let's go meet Simba. Or Mufasa. Or whichever one is king right now. Sure as hell ain't Scar, because this place is too beautiful. Well, actually, her name is Cindy, and she's actually not a filler character. She is actually going to be a main character in the game, or at least from what I've heard. Mainly, she is known as the Cid of this Final Fantasy. Okay, but first, let's talk about this. Here we have an armiger. I don't know how it's exactly pronounced, but it's an armiger sword, and what it does is it gives you a limit break ability. Rusted Antiquity. So you pick that up and you get right here the armiger. The armiger can be activated in combat when at full HP or full MP. Attributes are significantly enhanced when it is active. So what this does is it's basically a limit break. Oh, and here's a red item here. Dragon scales, that's quite valuable. What Armiger does is it's a state of where you, depending on how many Armiger swords you find in the world, will determine how many swords hover around you when you're in this mode. What happens is when you activate it, crystal swords will hover around Noctis, and I'll actually show it off, but I just want to describe it real quick. And what these swords will do is they will deflect any oncoming attacks, including bullets. Also, Noctis is in a permanent guard mode, so you know the where he has his hand up and you know he's really slow and walking around. That is always on. So if any enemies attack you with a melee attack, you automatically dodge them. Also, when you attack in armor mode, I am gonna screw that word up this whole stream. So be prepared for it. I'm just gonna call it limit break. When you're in limit break mode. When you attack, the crystal swords will also attack at the same time. So basically, if let's say you have 3 swords hovering around you, you'll be able to attack 4 times at once. And techniques, which are I'm cycling through them right now, don't cost any MP when you use them in limit break mode. So Tempest is my personal favorite one. I'm going to go ahead and use that as... Oh, wow. That is the first time I've ever seen that one, and I love it. That's so awesome. Certain interactions with allies instead of battle will increase the frequency of cross chains. Okay. So here we go. Boom. I'm in armor mode and attacking using techniques. That's Tempest right there. And if, let's say, an enemy is far away from me when I'm in armor mode, if I press attack, I will teleport to them. Boom, 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 teleport. At the beginning of the demo, when you're still a low level, I don't use the limit break all that much, simply because my MP gauge isn't high enough to really feel confident about my chances. So I usually wait until I get to a higher level before I start using it. But limit break in this game, or at least in this demo, is essential for the XP farming spot that I use. It's actually right over there next to Pride Rock, but it doesn't activate now because my level's too low and we're not in the right point in the story. So here we are at another campsite. How much XP do I have? Nah, that's not a lot. But I don't know. Is it worth to activate another buddy side quest? I don't know. Okay, let's go ahead and... So I just did the crystal swords, combat, side quests. I could go look up a side quest. There is a side quest around here that I could activate. Over here. So side quests in the demo are triggered by street signs. You can find... I'm trying to remember exactly where the one that I'm looking for is. It might be this one. Yes, I think it is this one.
Guys, we got a little problem.
Okay, yeah,
here.
this is it.
Cool. Go take care of it.
Alone?
Alright, we just activated it. We have to go over to this area over here, and there will be those dog-like enemies that we have to kill, and we have to kill all of them in order to complete the side quest. I think that's them over there.
Easy as they come.
Let's clean them up quick.
Oh, shoot! There's certainly a lot of them. Wow. See, I'm not used to it because I usually, whenever I play this, I'm so used to playing on my level 99 character that getting my ass handed like this is... I'm not used to it.
Brilliant. No big deal.
So, and I guess I could just go I'm a jur.
Keep your feet steady.
Is that it? Or is there still more? Nope, there's still more. Not anymore. Alright, and so there we go. The side quest was completed.
Ask for more.
Okay, so... let's go ahead and... we'll go ahead and go back to that other campsite that we were at and rest there, and then go ahead and continue with the story a little bit more of the demo. So my opinions of the demo, I was actually very, very impressed with it. Version 1 had a few problems. Mainly, the main problem that I had with version 1 of the demo was the lag. There was a lot of lag with the actual game,
Let's roll.
Time to meet the chocobos.
but thankfully version 2 fixed that lag for the most part. It at least got it to a point to where it wasn't visible, or I mean wasn't noticeable anymore. These giant creatures you see in the water here, in version 1, you could not fight them. They were literally just eye candy. You can come up here and you can't swim in the demo. They're working, Square Enix has announced that they are working on trying to get you to be able to swim in the actual game, but they're not quite sure yet if you'll be able to. So you can't swim. You see I'm running into it and I'm just hitting an invisible wall. So in version 1 they were just eye candy. You could stand here and watch them do their stuff and all that. In version 2 they actually made it a sequence where one of these creatures will actually walk out and you can actually fight them. And it is actually the hardest enemy in this demo. I had a full party of level 99s and I had to use a summon, which there is a summon in this game, and it's incredibly powerful. And I had to use it, I think, 5 or 6 times in order to kill it. And you have to understand, any other enemy in this demo is one shot by the summon. The summon one shots every enemy except that enemy. So it has a lot of HP, and it's a well, I guess technically it's a 2-shot kill. So if it hits Noctis 2 times, you're dead for good. 1 time gets rid of the white HP bar, and then if you don't get out of his way in enough quick enough time, and you get hit again, red bar's gone. You're done. Go back to a checkpoint. Okay, so as you can see, the sun is beginning to go down. Lighting effects in this this demo, or I should just say the game, is really good, in my opinion. And there is a day-night cycle, obviously, because you can't just stand here and it won't stay like that. It'll eventually go to night. Night, in night mode, you know, flashlights come out. Goblins start coming out. They're annoying. They steal your potions. They steal your antidotes. They steal everything. I won't be playing in the night, or at least I'll try not to be playing in the night, mainly for the stream's sake. Streams, or just in videos in general, are notorious for not working well in dark areas. So, yeah, I'm going to try not to do things at night. It's going to be unavoidable, though, because there's a cave in the demo that we will eventually go to, and that's obviously dark. So I'm gonna look in the options and see if there's a gamma option or a brightness option, and bump that up. Dry age tender. Use that sirloin there. You see, it gave us three buffs. Gave us prime, sharp, and immune. Immune is incredibly important for the goblins in the cave, because the goblins in the cave, they inflict poison, but if you have immune, you won't get poisoned. There we go. Look at all that XP. Mm-mm-mm. Increases attack by and defense by 75%. Critical tick.
It's time.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go this way. When you really notice just how big this area is, it really becomes problematic that they didn't put in the car or the chocobo, because there is no fast travel system in the traditional sense. You can go into the menu here and go to return to rest point right here, and that will take you back to the last campsite you rested at, but it's not really enough as far as I'm concerned. It would have been nice to either have a fast travel system or to give us chocobos or a car so that we could venture this land more quickly. You see those forests over there. That is actually a part of the demo. You can go in there.
It skewers prey with its tusks, extracting game from the safety and comfort of burrows.
Saber tusks.
That's a bit heartless.
Yeah, don't think we'll be befriending any.
All right, let's go ahead and... This is pretty much the lower level enemies of the demo, so they're going to be pretty easy to vanquish.
I am not into wildlife.
I say that now, but watch, I'm probably going to get my ass kicked again.
You're on fire today.
What can I say?
Alright, so there was only
No
two.
muss, no fuss.
I believe I remember there being, yeah. Oh wait, no, that's a sign, but there's an item over here. Yeah. Over here.
Focus. And knocked. Feast your eyes on that.
Garula are
Anybody up
not...
for
Oh,
a light workout?
Hey.
Garula are not
Knocked.
aggressive
What do
by
you say we check
nature,
this
so
out?
they won't attack you if they see
Nice.
you. Oh, this is a side quest.
What is this place?
Right. Here we are.
Sure.
So we need to find a certain item. This is the one thing that's sort of confusing about the demo is, you know, you're supposed to search for it, and it's around here. But if you want, you can just go to set destination, go to quest locations, and go to wetlands here. And it will actually show you exactly where it is, which I don't know why they chose to do that. It's sort of a questionable design choice, if you ask me.
Let me hit him first. Then you follow up.
Oh, hey.
Why do I have to
Hey,
wait?
Gladiolus, hey.
Because I said
Don't
so.
touch me, man.
Let's go.
So we got a link here. Basically, the only time you can do cross chains is when that... Oh, there's that Mesmenar. We're not going to attack it because it's freaking fast. The only time you can do cross chains is when that link, that sync link shows up.
Doing it how it's done.
And the only way it could show up is right before when you get into a pack of enemies. You know, one of these three dudes, cool dudes, will do some sort of animation with you. You know, do what Gladiolus just did, and you know, put their arm around you and all that good stuff. Or they'll be like Ignis and drag you down to the ground and tell you some important info about the enemy. And then basically that's a signature of that the link's system is about to go into effect. No, you cannot change party leaders. That is the first, I believe that's the first in a main Final Fantasy series, which originally, when the game was originally titled Final Fantasy Versus 13, you actually could switch party members. So if I wanted to, I could switch to Gladiolus, I could switch to Prompto, the blonde-haired guy, or Ignis, this guy over here. And they actually have footage of the original Final Fantasy Versus 13 of you actually controlling Prompto and shooting his gun. But for whatever reason, maybe technical limitations or whatever, it was taken out, and you can only use Noctis. That is a thing that I am actually not happy with. I do wish that they would have kept that in the game. I'm not saying that Noctis isn't cool enough, because he is. I like Noctis. But it would have been cool to see, different attack variations, with whichever character and use them. Noctis is the only character in the party that can use every weapon in the game. Ignis has his throwing swords, his dual weapons. Gladiolus has his buster sword, and Prompto has his gun. And they will stick with those weapons for the remainder of the game. But Noctis, in the final build of the game, will be able to use any weapons, including guns. How that's going to work exactly with the guns specifically, not quite sure yet. But it's going to be interesting to see. So, gotta go over to this mud puddle over here to continue with the story quest.
Highness, have a look at this.
Something sees me.
Fascinating.
Something sees me.
What?
Oh, over here.
I am not into wildlife. That guy.
Quit your crying.
Time to put up or shut up.
Gotcha.
And as far as party members go,
Nothing to it.
actually, let me start this cutscene. There. Actually, it's not really a cutscene, but
If the map's anything to go off.
okay. So what I was saying was, as far as party members go, there are only 4 known characters in the main party that have been announced, and that is the 4 that we see here. There have been announced to be guest characters that will join the party as guests. One of them is called Cor Leonis, who is a katana, or not a katana, actually, yeah, a katana user. And I want to see more about him because he seems like a badass character.
The Imperial Army?
Oh, the Imperial Army.
Looking for a fight, no doubt.
Magitech troops, that's what these
Well,
creatures are. They're soulless. And if you look closely, I can knock their helmets off. And if I knock their helmets off and you look, their faces are actually green. Which is odd. I don't know if that means that they're dead or whatever, and they're just decomposing. I don't know what that means, but it's pretty interesting. Plus, they're huge. You can obviously tell that they are not a regular human size. Actually, I just noticed. You don't need to knock off their helmets to see that their skin is green. You can actually see it right. Just, huh? Can't believe it just took me this long to notice that. It's odd. Whoa, what was that? Boom. Part of his face popped off. It's right there. It's laying right there. That green speck right there. That's part of his face. Huh. Oh, look at this Garula. Oh, he's pissed. Luckily, it's just one of them. Okay, there might be a link. Oh, wait, no. There isn't a link. So. Never mind. Okay, so I guess I was wrong about that. Boom! Ah, Garula sirloin.
No use hanging around here.
But what I was saying is, there is a... when I first heard that the main 4 characters were all going to be males, I was not happy at all. Was not happy at all. I like varied parties, varied. I like a varied entourage. I'll just say it like that. And knowing that it was just all going to be guys, the reason for this was they wanted that sort of, you know, camping with the boys kind of vibe, which I can sort of understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, I don't know. I would just like to see some, you know, I would like to see some female dynamic with these guys, you know. And there is a character in the game that is female. She's really important to the story. Her name is now called Luna Freya, or Luna for short. Her name was originally Stella, but when development shifted from Versus 13 to Final Fantasy 15, they decided to switch up her character, or change it. So, with the change of character, they decided to name her different as well.
I'm no tracker, but I think it went that way.
And she is incredibly important to Noctis. So I'm hoping that she will at least become a guest party member. That would be really interesting. In the original Final Fantasy Versus 13, she was depicted as carrying a rapier as her weapon of choice. But in her change of character, they made her a sort of like a prophet or a cleric or something of that nature. So I'm guessing a staff is going to be her weapon of choice. And I don't know, I'm hoping that at least we get some female guest characters, if anything.
That's all she wrote.
It just sucks that because on you know, there have been YouTube videos recently that have shown that the game very much is like a, you know, a road trip. You get your car and you're venturing around the open world, and it really is like a road trip.
Highness,
and
have a look at this.
I don't know, there's just something about, I would want to have a female around to get a female point of view, you know, of a camping trip with a bunch of guys. And so I don't know, I'm actually hoping that Square Enix is lying and they're just saying that it's an all-male cast just so they could have a surprise female show up, but that may just be wishful thinking. But I'm hoping that's what ends up happening. So basically what we're doing right now is these are just, you know, we're looking for the behemoth, Deadeye, and we're trying to track him down, and we're finding little clues as to where he is. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to activate his entrance. I just need to find one more clue, and it'll activate. But we're not going to actually hunt him down, which is what you usually do in the demo. Instead, we're going to go ahead and skip all the way up to the cave sequence, which is a place where you'd end up going eventually, even if you did, you know, hunt down the behemoth. You'd still eventually need to go to the cave. So we're just going to skip all the way to the cave after I activate Deadeye's entrance. Because there is a specific asset in the cave that we need to acquire. It is by far the coolest part of the demo, and I advise that you stick around if you're watching. I advise, if you haven't seen it already, you need to stick around for that incentive, because it is definitely something to behold. I just need to find, okay, those orange exclamation points are basically quest related, so it's a clue. And I'm getting turned around. Okay, it's up the road, up the trail. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try. Oh, I forgot. I can't.
Last thing I need now. Let's clean him up quick.
Well, Abby, to be quite honest, we don't really know what the main story is. We don't really know anything about the story, so we can't really say that the story is going to be bad or, you know, our least favorite, simply because we don't know anything about it yet. The only thing we know is that it's going to be sort of like a road trip, which in all honesty, sort of every Final Fantasy has been that. It's been sort of like a road trip, just without the road and without the car and all that. It has always been about going to one place for a specific objective, fulfilling it, and then going to the next place. So it's not really a huge departure. As far as the no females, again, obviously I would like to have females in the party, but they are going to be in the game, and characters like Luna Freya are incredibly important. I advise that you look up the latest trailers, the Dawn trailers for the game. Especially Dawn trailer 2.0. It has Stella. She doesn't speak. None of the characters speak in these trailers, but it shows off a bit of her individuality in the trailer, and you know, her character really does intrigue me. Every time I see something new about her character, I want to learn what it is.
I hope it can't smell my fear.
Well, again, Abby, I'm just going to repeat myself. We don't know what the story is. You know, like I just said, every Final Fantasy has been a long road trip, sort of. So, and yet those other Final Fantasies were able to give us engrossing stories, even though they were just long road trips. So I have no reason to believe that this game can't do the same. I'm sort of going to damper my sense of expectation for the game, simply because the last couple Final Fantasies have let me down. So I'm losing faith in Square Enix. But if any Final Fantasy can bring me back into believing that Final Fantasy can be great again, it is going to be this game. I know that. If this game fails, I don't know what else will save it. This is where we'd go to hunt down Deadeye. But we're going to go this way instead. And set destination. Okay. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to... sensitivity... Oh, really? There's no brightness? There's no brightness settings? What? Okay. Well, that sucks. Huh. I can't believe they didn't put a brightness setting. Wait, am I just stupid? Did I miss it? There's sensitivity. Music. Yeah, there's no brightness. Button guides. No, there's no... Wow. Wow. Okay, so any darkness that happens, just gonna have to deal with it, I guess. That sucks.
Care to hear my plan?
Give me the short version.
Brilliant.
Oh, I love these. I love these little sequences. I just love them. I'm one of those people that really like the small stuff. The really small details really get me going. Oh. And one thing I definitely have to give this game is the animations. The animations are just so... they're just so detailed. But of course, you sort of expect that from a Final Fantasy game. You know, it's... other RPGs can get away with, you know, not spectacular graphics or something like that, or presentation. but there are franchises like Final Fantasy where you expect a great presentation simply because it has this gigantic legacy to it.
Count on it.
I don't like to talk when I do the cross chains because I want to get them. Okay. Is there any more?
Where'd you learn
Oh,
that
yeah.
one, Noct?
Starting to get to be nighttime, so I want to get to this campsite as quick as possible. I'm gonna go ahead and, if I end up getting into any more battles, I'm gonna go ahead and skip them so I can get to this campsite. I don't want to. I want to lessen the amount of time I spend in the dark as much as possible. You haven't seen it yet, but it is possible to out-sprint yourself and get tired. I haven't done it yet just because I've gotten into the habit of just not letting myself sprint long enough to get tired. Okay, gonna go ahead and run. Oh, right there you just saw a warp. You can't actually warp as like a... there's a warp attack as well as just a regular old warp. Just press X. Hold on. Wow, okay. Guess you can't do it. Huh. Didn't know about that either. Alright. Let's see. Rest.
Sleeping out under the stars tonight.
Dry-aged, tender, roast steak. Alright. Now, we just gotta go up.
It's time.
Go up, go up.
Onward.
Because the sun is hidden behind the trees, it's quite shadowy in this area, so it's a little dark. I apologize if you have a hard time seeing. Oh, that's a lot of them. Oh, wow, wow.
Sure want to talk.
I didn't cover this before, but the lock-on system, if you hold R1, you lock on, or you can just press it and it'll lock on as well. But when you just press it and lock on, or hold it and lock on, you can switch. If there are other enemies, you can switch around with the right stick, as you can see right there. But if you want to keep it on one specific enemy, then after you lock on, you press down on L3, and it'll lock on like that. So even if you use the right stick, it won't switch to another enemy. I just wanted to test that out. I don't want to fight these enemies. I want to get to the cave. The sprint button is mapped to the attack button. So if you're sprinting and an enemy pops up right next to you, you will automatically go into an attack, which can be quite annoying sometimes. But it doesn't happen enough to where it's a huge deal. So this is an example of us going from one specific type of area to a completely different type of area seamlessly with no visible load times. This cave is very atmospheric with the bats. See the bats? Yeah, everybody saw the bats.
End up in these situations.
We must be prepared for anything.
Everybody, stay alert.
Okay, let's see. Alright. Thankfully there are flashlights.
Check this out.
That's good enough.
Huh?
I do like the lighting in this game a lot.
Tight squeeze.
Might just make it through.
I guess you can say these are load screens. These little instances of like crawling through the walls. These are most likely load screens, just hidden, you know, in an atmospheric way, which, you know, I'm fine with. I'm fine with those type of loading screens if they have them, you know, things can't be perfect. You know, sometimes you just need to have things like that in order to make things more atmospheric. So here are the goblins. These bastards. They like to swarm you, and there's a lot that can show up. I've counted like at least 10 at once, and man, when they start stealing your shit, it gets ridiculous. Trying to make sure I'm going the right way. Yeah.
None the worse for wear.
We could crawl through.
Don't lose your head.
Square Enix actually released a video of them actually going on a camping trip in real life to get the experience, like the full, you know, and they documented it. They documented the experience so they could get a better idea of what it was like to be in atmospheres like a cave. So they, you know, they went into caves and they filmed it and they studied it, and, you know, they did many things to make sure that when they created these pieces in the game, they felt real and they looked real, and I like that. You know, a lot of Square Enix's business practices as of late have been questionable to me, but you know, there are still certain things that I can you know, admire about them. And I like that. I like how far they're willing to go to get atmosphere. Oh, I think did he just steal something? It looked like he stole something, but he didn't say that I lost anything. Oh, still technically. Come on, show me the map already. Whoa, okay.
It's just gross.
Oh, lost a potion there.
Whoopsie. Think I can handle this all by myself. Knocked rules.
No big deal.
Crossing the line. Sorry.
Is that it? Get them all? Yeah.
None the
Here's
worse
my
for
treasure.
wear.
That's all.
Alright, so gonna go around in a circle.
Easy as they come.
Let's clean them up well.
I think that was it. Was that it? No, there was more. Oh. Okay. Right. Okay. Is there anything that I can take cover behind? There is a cover mechanic in the game where behind certain trees and certain boulders, if you press the guard button and hold the guard button, which is L1, You can duck behind the cover, and when you're behind cover, you can regain MP and lost HP. And during big battles, that can be incredibly important. Oh! Bastard came up behind me. Took me from behind. Violated.
What can I say?
I will never forgive him. Or her. I don't even know what sex these are.
What can I say?
Okay. You can see there's an XP boost after every battle, and it's dependent on the amount of time. I believe it's a combination of the amount of time it took you to end the battle, as well as the amount of damage that you did. I know definitely the time has an influence. I know that for sure. And if you can get the battle done in a decent amount of time, you can get up to 250% increase in HP that you gain from that battle, which is really good. Oh boy. Okay, this is when things get really chaotic.
What can I say?
Okay. Oh wow. They are just flooding in. Okay, so it looks like one of them stole one of my antidotes, or they already had an antidote, and I killed it, and I got an antidote out of it. You see that icon, that orange icon with the 3 nails on it or whatever? That's an icon that an enemy is about to attack me that I can counter if I want to. But also, if I don't counter, it usually causes a high amount of damage. It does have like an expiration, they won't always come at you, eventually they'll just stop. Some of them don't though. There are a couple enemies that will continue to go until they're done, until they get you, or until you dodge them, or something like that.
Where'd you learn that one, Knock?
Oh, wow. Okay. Is that it? Did we get him? Nope. Something just attacked me. Okay, so we gotta go this way.
Come on, gotta keep moving.
Right? Yeah. Oh yeah, duh. They came out of the crack that we were supposed to go into. Alright, and here we go. We have our second limit break sword here. This will actually add to swords that hover around us when we're in the limit break mode. And it also gives us more abilities. An ancient blade. Okay, let's see. Do I have to go to this one? I think I have to go to weapons. Yeah, up here, you see I'm scrolling through Armiger. And Galatine, I believe we had that one at the very beginning. Did we? Or was it a... I don't know which one I had. You have one of these at the beginning when you start the demo, but Galatine greatsword that cuts through thin air to find its mark. Calls forth the protection power of the Night Shield. So it's basically what this one does is when you hold the L1, which is the block button, if an enemy fires a gun at you and you have it held down, it will deflect the bullet. That's pretty much what that is. Sakase. All of these are, I believe, all of these are Latin words, which I don't know how to pronounce Latin, so I'll probably butcher them. But it's a stored sword that strikes with waves of resonance, calls forth the formidable power of the Night Swords. So basically, it gives us the ability to go into limit break mode. Aquesero. Sword that slices through space and time, allowing its wielder to warp at will. So this one gives us the ability to warp strike, which is you lock onto the enemy and then you press X, and that will do a teleport attack. Boom, and you're right at where they are and you attack. And it also gives you the roll dodge, which I've used quite a few times. So that's that with that. Oh, we gotta go this way.
Slow down a sec.
Oh, this is when Prompto does his Prompto thing. Ah, Prompto. So he went that way and he got caught in a rock slide. Run, 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 run as fast as you can. Oh, I love the atmosphere of this area.
I quit. What the hell are we doing here?
Okay, so he's over there somewhere, as you can see over there. So I warped over to him. And there are a ton of enemies in this area, a ton of them. And to make it worse, we have to wait until the other party members get their not lazy, but until they get their asses over here to help us out. So it's just Prompto and myself. Oh wow, punched the shit out of me. Oh, he's using a potion. Oh, right there, I just showed off the counter system. Or the riposte. It doesn't really matter. Counter, riposte, as far as I'm concerned, it means all the same thing. Alright, so they have brought the cavalry. Holy crap. This is when you bring out Limit Break. Most definitely. Also, when you're in this mode, the techniques that you use, which is Tempest, what I'm using right now, they cost no HP, no MP to use, so I just spam them. Mainly because it just attacks everything in the area, so it's really good.
Is it just me, or is it getting harder to see?
Yep, still this enemy here.
Never miss.
Is that the last enemy? No, there's still more. Oh. Had to get my hopes up.
Outstanding, Highness.
Over here, is it just... Whoa. Bam! There's... Yeah, right over here. Okay, so there's obviously another one. Oh!
Careful, don't let him get you.
Same to you.
Right, I'm gonna go ahead and... Okay, so that was a warp strike right there that I just used. It's sort of hard to see because this is a pretty tight area.
None the worse for wear.
So basically, we came down here for this.
What is this place?
Oh.
Well, well.
Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. This is what I was talking about, is that the thing that you want to see, stick around for. Noctis has assimilated a new astral power. Rama will bestow his grace on Noctis when Noctis's HP is 0. Common enemies defeated by Rama do not provide items or XP in episode Duscae. Exit the cavern. I like this. I like that they added this so that we don't have to go all the way back up. We can just click yes and it will take us outside of the cavern. Save over previous game with current game, yes. Oh, I like the atmosphere of when you're walking out of this dark area. This is a checkpoint. You will return here if you are disabled. Alright, so basically we just picked up a summon. I was absolutely shocked when I discovered that Square actually put a summon into the demo. Because something about it just felt like it was like, whoa. Because first of all, we had only seen summons, and I actually think I'm going to try and use it here. Just, oh, but Ignis had to heal me. Come on, get me. Come on. Attack me!
Careful! Don't let him get you!
Ignis, don't you dare heal me. How could you miss that? There we go. Okay, hit me again. Somebody hit me again. Screw it. Wasting our time here. I'll just go find the behemoth and he'll do it for me. So we'll rest and
Time.
Sounds good.
go find Mr. Behemoth. Go ahead and showcase the greatness of Rama. Alright, so we got another a tour is what they call it. They call it a tour. This time with Prompto. This is actually the tour that unlocks the giant creatures in the lake. So this should be fun. We actually get to see the thing walk out of the lake. It is really, really good. And I believe I can still use the summon even though I don't have all my party members. So it'll be actually easier for me to lose all my health. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to test that out and see if I can still summon. Usually the soldier ships will fly around here to meet us.
I think I got a pebble in my shoe.
Take it out.
Yeah.
Or never mind. Maybe I could just do it here. It truly is a spectacle, summoning Rama.
I am not into wildlife. More of a pet.
I love doing it just so I can watch it over and over and over again. That's how awesome I think it is. Oh man, it's gonna take forever for them to actually hurt me or get me down there.
Knocked. Going for it.
No, I don't want to. Actually, I do kind of want to. Oh. Yeah, I'll just skip it for now.
Never miss.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Ignis isn't here to heal me, so you guys can kill me all you want. There we go. There we go. Yeah, more of that.
Mr. Nice Guy.
More of that. Do it. All right, here we go. Yeah, there we go. Don't you dare save me. Okay, hold. You hold X to summon once you're in this state. And he's summoned. Look around. Oh, lightning. Hello. Isn't that just fantastic?
I know why the tales are told.
I think that's fucking fantastic. And I missed it. I meant to look. You can actually, after it, and you know, you're just looking at the ashes, embers. You can actually look up and still see Rama there. I just didn't do it because I was so mesmerized. But yeah, you can look up and see him, and he'll like do a little head gesture, and then he'll disappear. I think I'm actually going. Wow, it's all the way over there. We're not really in any rush. Really, I mean, I sort of want to. Oh, there's a black chocobo. So, you know, they have all their animations and they're in the demo, but for some reason you can't ride them.
I'm sick of walking around.
Then try running.
Ha! You're joking, right?
Yeah. Hopefully for version 3 of the demo they add that in there. Might as well check this out. Oh, wow. Okay, so... Oh, yeah, duh. Can't even continue the main quest without the the rest of the party. So we gotta do the tour.
I am not into wildlife. More of a pet guy.
Quit your crying.
Time to put up or shut up.
While we're here, I might as well just go ahead and go look at the Chocobo Ranch, so we can scratch that off the list. So obviously, as the name suggests, it is a Chocobo Ranch. You see there's Chocobos here. There's also a shop. There's really nothing to do here. It is, aside from shop, it is mainly just eye candy, I guess you could say. It does have a camper over here, which I explained the camper earlier. I'm not going to use it because by using it we get rid of our buffs. which buffs are incredibly important. I pretty much only use campers when I'm XP farming. So this is Wiz's Chocobo Post. Got a nice little sign up there. The shop's over here. Here's the shopkeeper.
What's that? Come around looking for a chocobo ride? Well, you're out of luck. They're not ready.
It's believed that originally they were going to put the car and the chocobos in the demo, but the car specifically they decided not to because they were afraid people were going to think it was a driving simulator. So they decided to keep it out of the demo for that specific reason. I don't really know if I believe that or not because it just kind of seems out there. I mean, you'd think it you know, nobody's going to confuse a Final Fantasy game for a racing simulator, especially when there's this much content of an actual game in it. So yeah, I don't know.
Till next time.
I personally wish that they would have at least put the chocobos in. It would have been fun. But anyways, okay, let's get back to the tour. This is actually the location where I did my my test videos for the demo, which you can find in the highlights or the past broadcasts on my profile, where I tested the quality and the volume to make sure that it was where I wanted it to be for tonight's broadcast. So, you know, in these long treks, I might as well just go ahead and start talking about, you know, my history with Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy X was the first game where I actually felt that hardcore sensation of I love video games. Before that, I was a casual gamer. You know, I played, you know, Digimon World 3, Monster Rancher, you know, not saying that those games aren't good, it's just that, I don't know, I never considered those games hardcore enough. They were more kids games. But Final Fantasy X was my first real experience with a game where you really needed to put some time and effort into it. And I got introduced to that game by my good friend Chris Hayes. Grew up with him in Hanford for a good long while. And he was the one that introduced me to the Final Fantasy series in general. And it you know, it's a bittersweet thing because in one sense it brought a passion into my life that I absolutely adore, and there's just so much inspiration with it. But at the same time, I have like no social life, and it's mainly because I've chosen to put more time into video games than having a social life, simply because I just find that much enjoyment in them. I find more enjoyment in video games than I do with socializing with other people, which is a very, I guess you could say, a very bad thing. You need to be able to socialize in order to function in the world that we live in, which I'm working on it to an extent, but I could be doing better. But anyways, so Final Fantasy X got me hooked pretty much instantaneously. I got a PS2 shortly after watching Chris play Final Fantasy X, and I just thought, hey, that game looks interesting, so you know, I'll buy that. So when I got my PS2, Final Fantasy X was one of the first games that I bought. The other game that I bought with it was Kingdom Hearts, because I had seen trailers for Kingdom Hearts years ago, or years before I actually got the game, and I fell in love with just the trailer. You know, the song Simple and Clean.
Come here.
Oh my god, I fell in love with it, and got that game too. And I love Kingdom Hearts 1, but I fell in love deeply with Final Fantasy X. So Final Fantasy X was where I started, and then I played Final Fantasy VIII, because that was Chris's favorite of the Final Fantasy games. So I was like, well, if it's his favorite and 10 is my favorite, then I got to check out and see what he likes so much about 8. So I played 8. 8 has a really bad reputation. A lot of people don't like Final Fantasy 8. Chris and I are the exact opposite. I love Final Fantasy 8. Final Fantasy 8 is constantly in battle for the second spot on my favorite Final Fantasy list. The game that it fights with is Final Fantasy 9. Depending on my mood, 9 will be my second favorite in the series, or 8. But I ended up falling in love with 8. And isn't alone looking for my search for another spot. The next game I played in the series was 4. And I liked 4, but it didn't call to me like 10 and 8 did. I didn't get that far in 4, but I liked it enough to buy it. I ended up buying the DS version simply because I liked the voice acting, and I liked the sort of chibi artistic vision for the game. The next game, let me rack my brain. Which one was next after 4? Oh, it was Final Fantasy, the original Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy 2. I bought both of those games for the PSP on the same day. And I played those, and I was not expecting to really give much of a crap for either game, simply because they were just so old. They were the first two. They were known as being the ones that started the whole or at least one of the big contributors for the RPG trend. So I was like, the story's going to be cliche. I'm going to feel like I've seen it before. But I was absolutely shocked at how, especially with Final Fantasy 1, when I got to the end, I was so happy with that game. Hold on, let me pause real quick and so we can experience this here.
Are you kidding me? That thing's huge! Not cool, not cool, not cool!
So like I said, Prompto being a goof off, this Tor triggers this gigantic creature to come out of the lake and bless us with its presence.
My whole life flashed before my eyes.
I've never actually looked back and watched as I run for my life from it as it walks out of the lake. So now that it's walking out of the lake, now it can be fought whenever we want. We don't have to fight it now, and in fact, I'm not going to fight it now because there's no possible way in hell I can beat it.
Could be worse.
Oh, gotta go over here. But it's always there now. Dragon scale. So now we pretty much just go back to a campsite, and if I'm remembering correctly, this should trigger a sequence where we can see the rest of the team messing around at the campsite. perhaps not. Maybe we need to go to an actual different area.
Dinner tonight? What are we thinking?
Something edible, I guess.
Really? You guess?
Not gonna fight you. But anyways, like I was saying, okay, so I was really shocked with how much I enjoyed Final Fantasy 1. The ending to the game in particular honestly did not feel cliche to me. It actually felt very original, which which baffled me, because you'd think that with it being, you know, one of the contributors to the huge RPG craze, that it would have inspired some sort of, imitation as far as story goes, but it didn't. I haven't actually seen a lot of RPGs with the story that Final Fantasy had, the original Final Fantasy had. So that was Final Fantasy 1. 2, I liked 2, but not as much as 1. I actually never even beat 2. It didn't even engross me that much. But I liked it. I didn't regret purchasing it. In case you're curious, I just decided to leave to see if maybe that would trigger the camp scene. Doesn't look like it did, which really sucks. Would have really liked to see those interactions. Maybe it only shows up for whichever campsite you triggered it at, which means with having to go all the way back to that forest one, which actually, let's return to rest point. Let's see if that works. So after I played 2, I played 7. Finally played 7. A lot of people consider 7 to be the greatest of the Final Fantasies. I wholeheartedly disagree, personally. And I got all the way to the final boss of the game, Sephiroth, and I still haven't beaten it. I haven't played it in so long. Yeah, there we go. There's the sequence.
Knocked. Come have a look.
What?
So you see, you're going to the tent. Who knows what they're doing in the tent? But I like this. I like the fact that the campsite is out. You can actually explore the campsite and check it out, or you can go over here and watch them interacting. I really like this. I really like it a lot. It's really atmospheric. What are we cooking? What are we cooking? So yeah, I played 7. Liked 7. Didn't love 7. Or no, I guess you could say I loved 7. But not to the same extent of that I love 10, 8, and 9 and all that. After 7, it was quite a while after I played 7 before I finally played 3. Didn't care much for 3. It was fun, but I didn't get into it. Then I played... Oh, was it 9 next, or was it 5? I played 9 next, and that blew me away. I was not expecting to love 9 as much. Everything from the characters to the world to the got a picture of us running away from the thing. To the script. The script was actually really, really well written. And just the nostalgia factor really did it justice, because the game Final Fantasy IX was, from the very beginning, intended to be a nostalgic game. It was meant to honor the past Final Fantasies before it, and it did that. It did that with atmosphere. Gameplay mechanics. It was the first Final Fantasy since Final Fantasy VI to go back to a 4-party battle system instead of the traditional 3 that had been introduced in 7. And there were character names that were references to older Final Fantasy games. There were towns. The chibi look of the characters were also meant to be a homage to the old games. Sort of like in 9, the feet were really big, the arms were really big, and the heads were really big, and the bodies were really small, and that was supposed to be a way of homaging the sprites, how the heads on the sprites are so big, and you can see their arms and their legs, but their bodies are pretty small. And that was meant to be a homage to that, and just everything about it just screamed greatness to me. So that was 9, and then I played 5, and I really liked 5 as well. The main thing, the reason why I loved 5 was because of the advanced job system, which, there was I think there was oh god, I'm probably going to butcher the number, but there was probably,
Well,
hold on.
we have its heading, at least.
Guess we follow the trail.
There was probably around maybe 25 or 30 jobs, maybe a little less. Maybe there was only 20 or something like that, jobs, and you unlocked them when you unlocked crystals, and you had the ability to choose whichever class you wanted to, or job that you wanted to do, and as you would level up the job, you would also gain abilities specific for that job, but you could also unlock abilities that could be shared between jobs. So if if let's say you got your Dragoon job up to a high enough level and you ended up earning the jump ability, which is a very iconic ability when it comes to Dragoons, you could then switch your class, let's say a white mage, if you wanted to, and you could actually equip that ability jump onto your character. And so you could have a white mage that could do the jump ability. And stuff like that was, it was so addicting when I played that game. And the story wasn't half bad either. The in the number series, not including MMO, that I played was 6, which by Final Fantasy VII is the best game in the series. More people think that 6 is the best game in the series, and I can definitely see why people think that. Hold on.
Hold up.
I just don't want to break the atmosphere, so I'm keeping quiet.
we go.
Okay, so I play 6 was the last of the Final Fantasies that I played, and I really liked it, and I could definitely see why a lot of people thought it was the best in the Final Fantasy series. Unfortunately, I still to this day can't share a full opinion on it because I haven't gotten that far into it. I because it's so highly regarded, I really do want to play it to the end. It's just hasn't. I don't know. I just haven't felt the urge, I guess you could say. And I'm one of those people that need to feel the urge to really play something, and I just haven't felt it that much with Final Fantasy VI. But I eventually hope to get to it. So that's pretty much like my experiences, or my experience with the Final Fantasy franchise. I have played Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, not the original 14 that was released, that got horrible reviews. I got A Realm Reborn, and I like the game as an MMO. I like the game. However, I really don't like subscription games simply because, and it's really not the cash. It's more or less, actually no, it just is the fact that whenever I subscribe to something and in like a monthly, a monthly capacity thing, every time I miss a day of not taking advantage of that subscription, I feel like I'm losing something. But there's just, you can't spend every waking moment playing an MMO. I mean, some people do, but I don't. But if I didn't play it, again, I would feel like I was, getting gypped. So I really don't like subscription-based games, particularly MMOs, which are I think those are the only games that have subscriptions, so just MMOs, I guess. And that's pretty much why I don't play subscription MMOs hardly at all. I only played Final Fantasy XIV for that free month that came with the purchase of the game, and then I stopped playing just because it's just, I don't know, I just wasn't really into paying a monthly subscription.
Exercise due course.
But I did like the game. So got a little bit of a stealth mechanic going on here in this part of the demo. We have to tail this beast, and he can't discover us. If he discovers us, it's, you go back to the beginning and you start over. So you kind of have to. This is the cover mechanic I was telling you about. You see, it says take cover. Oh, too far back. Got to get closer. If you get close and it says take cover, you just hold L1 down and you'll take cover behind it. And if you're running low on MP and your health is going down, doing that will regain it. Shit, he senses my presence. Just keep on moving. Just keep on moving. Nothing's going on back here. I'm not rolling. You can't hear me. Shh, 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 shh. Nobody make a sound. shit, now I'm too far behind. Oh shit. Oh, he did a Yui. Behemoth, or Deadeye, I should say, his name, actually has the last Armiger sword inside of him. So when we defeat him, we actually get the sword, and that's the last one that we can acquire in the demo. Oh, shit. Go. Run away. There we go. Alright. So I actually want to go back because there is a cherished frog in this area. I want to grab that. If you track Deadeye all the way to the end, you should be able to just follow the left side, you know, right over here. You should eventually get over here, and if I'm remembering correctly, the cherished frog is in here, and there he is right there. Just pick him up. There you go. You don't have to worry about coming back here to grab him. You just get him right as you're going through the story of the demo. So then you just follow the right path again. Or I mean, this time it'll be the right path, I guess. Path to the right. You eventually go until you, I guess, right there, yeah. And this is our way forward. I'm fairly confident that these instances are loading screens. And I find it hilarious that my party is waiting for me on the other side.
All in a day's work.
Enter checkpoint. The fog should die down here. Yeah, it's dying down. There we go.
This way.
The behemoth here falls to you, Highness. Fun. Let me walk you through the plan. I actually like this. I really do like this this little sequence. Stick with Ignis as he lays out the plan. There's actually a pretty well thought out plan to get Deadeye vulnerable to us. The plan: Prompto will fire on the gas tank to set off a blast.
Yes,
So that's
sir.
Prompto's job. Remember, Prompto, you have one job. Do it.
Gladio.
Plan. Gladio will lay in wait and attack from Deadeye's blind spot, which
Gotcha.
his right eye, Deadeye's right eye is blind, so pretty smart.
Highness. Focus.
You will wake, Deadeye, warp back to us with the beast in tow, and amid the chaos of the blast, land the finishing blow.
Yeah, by all
So that's pretty much the plan. I just have to go over there and get his attention, and then get the hell back over here. So let's do that. There we go.
no time to dilly-dally.
Over here.
Come and get me.
Shit.
Over here. It's time. I got it. Come to.
Going for it. Oh yeah. Woo! We got some real chemistry here.
That's what I call teamwork.
Impeccable.
Your Highness. This is no time for a nap.
Not! Oh! Get ready for the big one!
Of course, it's never that easy. I haven't had the volume on my TV up, so I actually haven't been hearing the characters speak, but I do realize that I haven't mentioned it. I personally do not like the direction that they decided to take with the English voice actors for the characters, and mainly because, to me at least, they more or less sound a lot alike. You know, Prompto and Ignis, you know, Prompto is the, you know, generic, you know, goofball anime type character. So he's different than the other characters. Ignis is, you know, he's the British guy. I mean, is that a British accent? I can't tell what accent he uses. But, you know, he's the guy with the accent, but it's a gruff accent. And he,
We have somewhere better to be.
it's a gruff accent, and holy shit. Oh, come on. Anyways, it's a gruff accent. That was close. Just like Gladiolus and Noctis. Noctis have very gruff voices, and it just seems so similar to me, and I don't like it. Especially with Noctis, his voice just doesn't feel like it fits his character design, so it can kind of get distracting. There is that part of me that truly, hold on.
This is it. The ticket to getting our car back.
Yep.
Surprised we're still
Pretty
standing.
proud right about now.
I think I'm having a moment.
Yeah, we'd better hurry over to Cindy's.
Before we might reclaim our car,
Okay.
we'll need to claim the small
Hold on.
fortune this behemoth horn should fetch.
So yeah, so I could actually see Final Fantasy 15 being the first Final Fantasy game that I play where I actually have the Japanese voice actors portraying the characters with English subtitles instead of the English dubbed, which is a first, like I just said. And slide. Yeah. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out. Okay. So so Square has already announced that they have listened to fan feedback when it comes to the voice acting, and they said that they will do something about it. I don't know exactly what that could possibly be. Aside from having the actors come in, because see, I don't know how much of the main game the actors had voiced the characters at the time of the demo coming out. So who knows if they didn't do any voice acting, any of the English voice acting for the characters for the main game yet, then obviously it'll be incredibly easy to change the performance.
In my mind. Looking good.
But I just don't know. And they do need to change it up a little bit, especially with Noctis. If they can do that, and then I'm gonna have the English voice actors, because I have nothing against Japanese Japanese voice acting with English subtitles. It's just that when I watch a movie or watch an anime or play a game, I don't want to be looking at the bottom of the screen and reading subtitles the whole time. That's just me. A lot of Japanese audio fans or Japanese, voice acting fans, they make the argument that nothing can beat the Japanese language as far as raw emotion goes, which may possibly be true. It's definitely true with some anime that I've seen.
Little rest might go a long way.
But it's just I just don't like looking down at the bottom of the screen and reading subtitles all the time. I would just like to be able to, look at the screen, look at the mouths, know what they're saying, hear what they're saying, and understand them. So I really hope that they update the voice acting for the characters, because I really want to be able to hear the English voice dub. Bit of trivia for people that don't keep up with the development of Final Fantasy 15. Square Enix announced, was it at E3 or was it at I think it was E3, where they announced that they were talking to Avalanche Studios, which is the studio that created the Just Cause series. Well, not created, but they developed it, or created it, who knows. But they were in negotiations with them to help them with the completion of the game, but they haven't specifically stated what exactly they're going to help them do in the game. So it's all up for speculation. I personally think that they're going to hire Avalanche to develop the airship or the airship mechanics for the full game, because the last time airships came up in conversation was they didn't know how Square didn't know exactly how they were going to do it. I guess they were having troubles with the tech. But ever since Versus 13 was announced, it has been announced as well that airships will make a return in the game, and they will be, flyable in the open world. So pretty much ever since 2006, people have been assuming that airships are going to be in the game, and at the around the time that this demo came out, the development team was saying, we don't know. We don't know if, at this moment in time, we don't know if airships are going to be in it, because we're having some difficulties with the mechanics. And that got a lot of people worried, including myself. I was really looking forward to the idea of being able to fly an airship in this beautiful open world. So I personally think that because Avalanche is well known for its open world games,
This just goes on
especially open world games that deal with flight, I do think that they are going to hire them to help them with the tech to get the airship developed for the game. this diesel. There is quite a lot of detail, especially with things like signs. Like the signs on this diesel, or the sign on this diesel is pretty colorful. So is this sign. You know, this sign.
Knocked. Time to trade that behemoth's horn for a behemoth cash.
Trying to trade. So what you do is after you beat the behemoth, you go to the store and you sell the horn.
You got there. Fine lady you got fixing it too. Glad y'all came by. Not too often we get a taste of the finer things down here.
Behemoth horn. And there you see 25,000 gil for the behemoth horn. I was thinking about whether or not I wanted to sell the behemoth horn or keep it and show how you can get the 25,000 gil without selling the horn and still complete the game. But that would take far too much time, and the stream has already been going on for well over an hour, almost an hour and a half. Oh wait, no, I take that back. It's been almost 2.5 hours. So I'm not gonna do that. That would rack up at least another hour just to try and get that. But I have done it, playing through the game on a different profile or on a different account on my PS4. So I know it can be done. It can be done. You just have to go around and collect all of the rare items along the world. You know, the dragon scales and all that. And you can find most of them on the edges of the map. So if you just go along the edge of the whole region of Duscae and you just keep an eye open, you'll see the red all over the place. And you can just pick them up as you go along the whole map. And eventually you will find enough that will get you to 25,000. If you don't want to do that, you can always farm Garrula sirloins. They bring in quite a good amount of cash. Let's see. Let me go to sell. Oh, I'm already on sell. We'll go to Garrula sirloin. So 40 gil per sirloin. Obviously, that would take a lot to get you to 25,000. But it's one of the only items that drops fairly frequently at such a high price. So you could farm it. It would take you a while, but you could do it. I don't know if selling it will trigger the final cutscene of the demo now. That's why I'm not selling it quite yet, because I just want to say what I want to say, and then you know we'll see what happens. Which I pretty much said all I want to say. So let's sell this and see what happens.
Much obliged. I can't wait to get the car
Okay,
back.
so it
Plenty of
doesn't.
ways to pass the time with all that money.
No time
It doesn't immediately trigger the final cutscene. Okay, so that's good. I think that yeah, I'm gonna trigger the cutscene, the final cutscene, and then we'll end I'll end the stream. We got a lot of good info down, a lot of good stuff. Actually, no, I totally forgot. I wanted to show off the techniques, the rest of the techniques. I've shown off Tempest all the every single time I've used a technique. I've used Tempest, but there is 5 in total. 4, 5 in total. Wait. There's Tempest, full thrust, drain blade, dragoon jump. Okay, there's 4 in total. So I'm gonna go ahead and showcase those before I end the stream. Just gotta find some enemies. Full thrust, we're gonna use that one first. Full thrust is you basically you ready up your spear and you pretty much thrust it at a very far distance. I don't prefer this one though because the wind up with the spear takes a really long time, and I don't know. It's just too slow for my taste. I sort of don't want to go to the Garrulas because that big yellow one there is twice as powerful as the other ones, so I kind of don't want to pick a fight with that one at my current level. So I want to try and find those saber tusks.
Fascinating.
Well, what do you see? Oh, is that another side quest? Sure, I'll do a side quest. What do we got?
Highness.
Oh, we have to kill all the Garula. Ugh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and do it, because then I can showcase all of the techniques in this one battle. And I can get a side quest done.
Wanna bash some heads in?
You know it. I'm in.
Ooh, head
Okay.
bashing.
This one's no
So,
joke.
Persistent little devils.
here we go. Can I use a technique? Oh, I can't use a technique. Okay, I'm going to showcase a warp strike. So I've locked on.
First,
Oh, come on.
Why do I have to wait?
because I said so. Let's go.
You're cock blocking me, Gladiolus. You're cock blocking me. Here we go. There you go. That's a warp strike right there.
Last thing I
I'm
need.
going to go ahead and back up
Let's
and
clean
use
them up quick.
full thrust. Here we go. Oh, like that. Okay, so Drain Blade. This is a highly close quarters technique. I rarely ever use it because it rarely ever hits. But what it does is it causes damage, as well as you regain a little bit of health with it. So there's that big ass Garula. So I'm gonna go ahead and use it here. Boom! You see that? Does red draining energy. I really like these cross chains that Square implemented into the demo. It really adds some depth to the combat, which it still had depth in my opinion before, but it just has more now. Dragoon Jump is probably my favorite as far as aesthetic and nostalgia purposes go, and I'm just going to go ahead and test it out right here. Oh, I love it. And I just happened to drop into a cross chain circle. He's gonna activate again. Usually it activates whenever they fall over, but I guess because that one triggered the fall over. Oh, there we go. I could, if I wanted to, keep on going with the chain. I didn't have to stop after 3 or 4. But it gets harder. The timing gets harder, and I don't want to risk it. So we're gonna go Dragoon Jump again. I'm using this one now because I just love how it looks, and it's a oh shit. Hold on. So I'm going to switch to Tempest now because these Magitech soldiers... Shit. There's so many of them. And the reason why there's so many of them now is because that we've pretty much beaten more will drop off of the ship than usual. I actually found this out because I tried to level up my characters to level 99 before even really starting the main campaign of the demo. And no, even when I got to like level 70, 6 or whatever, still only 4 or 6 soldiers would drop out of a ship. And that's not usually what happens. I was used to... because I've played this demo over 2 times. And I was used to, you know, around 12 soldiers falling out of a ship, and they just never were. And I was like, what is going on here? My level is high enough. Why aren't more soldiers popping out of the ship? And so the only explanation I could find was just the fact that I wasn't far enough in the story of the demo. So now they're coming out in full droves, and I've showed off all of the techniques. Now that, just want to do one more thing, because I have a list here of things that I wanted to cover in the stream, and I've pretty much done all of them except for one. The other one, well, 2 actually. The one of the 2 that I wanted to do was collect all the frogs, but that again would take far too much time. So I just want to do the other one, and that is showcase sparring, and you know, the multitude of blocks and the timing. The main reason I want to do all this stuff is because there's just so many videos on YouTube that pretty much just stick to the main story of the demo, and then that's it. They don't really delve into the battle system. And for people that don't have the demo and wish they did, I want to be able to show them as much as I can of the demos so that they can get a good idea of how the game plays. So I actually wanted to spar first. That was actually the first thing I wanted to do on the list, but as you saw in the beginning of the stream, I was getting one shot. So, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you all what this is about. Okay, so Gladiolus, oh, see, didn't one-shot me this time. But, okay, you see that? Okay, that's a riposte right there. Anytime that symbol, the orange symbol with the nails like that right there shows up, and you block it, you know, you just stand there with this, you know, holding down L1, and he comes in and does that. You can block it and then riposte. I'm using the dodge. Okay. Shoot. Oh, okay, I messed that up. So, there's that.
Come on, that's not the prince I know.
I'm gonna go ahead and rematch because there's a couple more things with timing that I could showcase. There's a recovery mechanic in the battle system where if you get knocked down and you press the guard button right before you hit the ground, you can instantly recover and get back to your feet, and you regain all of the HP that you lost from the attack. And I do want to showcase that. So, like right there, that's it. I usually I don't do a good job with it, but I was able to get it on the first try there. And I got it again. And see, you see my health, even though I got hit. Messed up that time. But even though I got hit, because I recovered, all my HP came back. And the timing, it takes... See, I messed up there. It takes a while to get used to the timing. Oh, wow, that was a one-shot. So I'll do one more rematch, and what I want to show off this last time is you get this special ability once you acquire all of the Armiger swords, and I want to showcase that. What happens is that if you activate the limit break, and you do a warp strike, which if I don't die, hopefully, So I'm going to activate it, and I decide to do a warp strike. This happens. Which is absolutely badass as far as I'm concerned, so I'm going to go ahead and do it again. But he can actually dodge it, surprisingly. See, you can see he's not taking any damage. But I baited him into an attack animation there. See, stasis. Stasis is what happens when you get your MP all the way down to 0, and then you use it again when you don't have enough MP to pretty much do anything. You don't want to be in stasis, basically. That's the gist of it. All right, beat him. So what happens is during sparring, after you beat them, they're injured. You can go over and just rescue them. Be a nice guy.
I owe you one.
No, I don't want to rematch. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and trigger the final cutscene, and I actually cannot see my my viewer count, so I don't know if people are viewing or if it's just me talking to myself.
It's bedtime.
But after this cutscene, it will be the end of the stream. So yeah, I just want to rest. Just one final rest. Look at this delicious food again. Yes, you do actually get XP for sparring. If you win, is it even if you lose? No, I believe it's only if you win. If you win a sparring match, you get 1,000 experience points, which is pretty good if you can do it at the beginning of the demo. You can actually get a few levels out of that just from one sparring match if you win. Oh, crap! We activated a tour. The game just keeps on giving. Split up the main quest. Oh, I can actually choose not to do it. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do it because it's the last one. It is kind of annoying because you need to wait until nighttime in order to complete it.
It's time.
So, you actually need to go all the way to there, which is fine because we needed to go this way anyways. Oh wait, well afterwards I'm gonna staggering point after dusk. So pretty much, we just need to kill time until dusk. And there's really not much else we can do aside from collecting the cherished frogs, but that'll take far too long. There are videos on YouTube where if you don't know where all of them are, you just look up on YouTube and just put in Final Fantasy 15 episode Duscae cherished frogs location. And there's definitely a couple videos up there that will show you where all the locations are.
Most likely. We'd best ponder our lodgings as we go.
So we're just gonna do a little bit of strolling. Might run into some Imperial Guards, Magitech troops. That's cool. That's cool. Basically, what this tour is at the end of it, we're going to take a huge group photo. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, looks like a... Yep, ship. We'll go ahead and... Oh, wow, that's going to cause us to... Oh, shoot, that's going to cause us to take some damage. Notice the hair and the clothes. The if you saw that, they were blowing in the wind. The wind is actually caused by the Magitech troop ship, and the hair and everything just looks so good in the game. I really like the physics engine that they're using when it comes to the hair.
Care to hear my plan?
Give me the short version.
What's up, dude?
Brilliance cannot be summarized, I'm afraid.
So again, we're just killing time until dusk, so we can take our photo.
Nothing possible. Well, well. Allow me. Gotcha. Highness, chop chop.
So I guess I could talk about my hopes for Final Fantasy 15. I have a lot of hopes, obviously. Oh wow. Yeah, so I got a lot of hopes for it. I'm really hoping that the open world is as seamless as it appears to be. And I'm hoping that there's not a lot of... I'm hoping that there's no, like... You know, like Final Fantasy XII's area thing, you know, where... There's like that MMO dotted line and you go past it and you go into another big giant open world. I'm hoping that that's not the case with the final build of the game. I'm hoping that it just kind of generates in the background as you explore it, like the Elder Scrolls games. Like I said before, I am hoping that Square was lying about the whole no females in the parties, and they're gonna surprise it on us in the actual build of the game. But you know, that's most likely just wishful thinking. The airship, I definitely hope the airship does get put into the game. That for sure. I've heard that there is going to be a boat in the game, which is also a very classic mode of transportation in previous Final Fantasies. Pretty much what I'm basically just hoping for with Final Fantasy 15 is a return to form. I was not a fan of the story in 13, mainly because the characters just weren't convincing. And the story of 13 was absolutely atrocious as far as I'm concerned. I didn't like where it was going. It had this very... The themes of it were, you know, where you're not bound by fate, which I don't mind that specific theme, but I just didn't like how Final Fantasy 13 went about it. The way that it portrayed fate and the way it portrayed fighting fate just didn't... I don't know, I couldn't take it seriously. It was like... And especially in 13 when, like, pretty much the final boss of the game is God. And, you know, you fight and beat God, but, you know, it's like the God in that game is supposed to be eternal, you know, eternal life. There's no possible way to kill it, and then you kill it. But it doesn't explain how exactly you kill it. It's just you kill it. And I don't like that at all. I don't like it when it just sort of ends without explanation like that. I mean, if you're fighting a god, you need to have a logical explanation as to how you beat that god. There wasn't really a logical explanation as to why the group beat that god in 13. It was just, we fight him and we beat him. And I don't know, it just seemed sort of lazy. I didn't like how it was implemented. I saw that ship and I was like, did I drop anything off? Waiting for a meteor shower. So yeah, Final Fantasy 13 was a huge letdown for me personally, and so I'm pretty much just hoping for a story that really engrosses me. From what I've seen so far, from trailers and descriptions of the story, the story of Final Fantasy 15 actually does seem very intriguing. I just hope that they execute it well. I'm hoping that all of the summons that are in the game are as spectacular as Rama is in this demo, which I'm sure they will be. I'm hoping that there's an Ifrit type of summon, because Ifrit is one of my favorite summons. Ifrit and Bahamut are my favorite summons in the Final Fantasy franchise, so I'm hoping that at least one of those gets put into the game and they have an absolutely epic summon animation. Okay, we got Garula and we got Sabertusks here. I believe... I don't know. I believe a full day in this demo is a half an hour. I'm actually hoping I'm wrong. I don't want to drag this out for a whole half hour. But so cool. Drop these guys off. So you see how the cloth and the hair blows with the wind of the engines. Really good. Really nice little touch there. Yeah. With, like I said, with Luna Freya, the character of Luna Freya, and how she used to be Stella. Her name was Stella Nox Florent. I personally prefer the name Stella over Luna Freya. Whenever I hear the name Luna, I instinctively think of Luna from Harry Potter. But with Stella, the name Stella, I personally don't know of many characters in video games or movies that had the name Stella as one of the characters. So Stella as a name for me sort of stood out. And So I was sort of disappointed when they announced that they changed her name and sort of changed her character arc a little bit with the transition from Versus 13 to 15. But it is what it is, I guess. Her character still looks intriguing despite the changes. So I'm going to look forward to it no matter what. If you haven't seen the Final Fantasy Dawn and Dawn 2.0 trailer, I know I mentioned it earlier, but I do really think that you should check those out. They're really, really good. They're short trailers and they don't give off too much information gameplay-wise or story-wise, but what they do show does have an emotional impact as far as I'm concerned. And if you're like me and you've been sort of disappointed with the emotional aspect of Final Fantasy games of recent years, then I think you would find some enjoyment in the trailer. Or trailers, I should say. A lot of people actually gave the trailer shit when they first came out because people were expecting more, because the game has been in development ever since 2006, or it was announced in 2006, so people are expecting a lot from the game. But me personally, I didn't really make a big deal about it. I was just happy to get anything new, and the fact that it was an emotionally driven trailer that seemed that the main focus seemed to be to show you the players, that they're taking the story and the characters seriously this time around. I don't know. I thought it was worth it. I thought it was worth the wait. I thought the trailer was fine. I didn't think it needed more. And I sort of don't want there to be more as far as story exploits go, because I want to experience the story when the game comes out. And the little that they tell me, the better, as far as I'm concerned. I'm just trying to, because I want to trigger the soldiers again. You see how the hair, how it flaps when you walk or run? Look at that. Oh, so pretty. I keep on going on and on about the hair and the cloth, but it really is. It's just so pretty. I was going to say something, but I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, that's what I want to talk about. I haven't talked about this yet. The battle system in episode Duscae, while I like it, it has already been confirmed that it has been drastically changed. It is actually not going to be like this for the final game. Which, you know, might make people wonder why I even bothered explaining the battle system of episode Duscae in the first place, given the fact that it's not in the final game and you can't even get this demo anymore. Which I can sort of... Oh, you see that right there? That's a... Oh! That took off. Oh, wow, that put me in the red. Oh, I can actually use the summon again. What is that going to do? Okay, there we go. The system has been changed to where in this version, obviously, there's the Ravage, the Crush system. You know, I explained that at the beginning. They have taken that out to where you can still map different weapons into different slots, but this time they're mapped to the D-pad. So, and they implemented that so that you can actively choose. See, look, there's Rama right there. He sort of bows and he disappears. Or it might not have been a bow. It looked like a bow, though. And that car just drove by. Anyways, so basically, the D-pad is now going to be your choice of which weapon you wield during a combo. Which... The reason why they decided to do this was because of negative feedback people had with the battle system of the demo. They didn't like it because I guess a lot of people were having troubles with when you pressed the attack button, you wanted to stick to one specific weapon, but they would accidentally press the button again and it would change the weapon, and they didn't like that because they wanted to stick with a certain type of weapon, which I can understand. I personally did not have a problem with that kind of stuff in the demo, or with the battle system of the demo. And so I personally loved the battle system. But having said that, even though I love the battle system of the demo, I will fully admit that I love this new battle system more. I do love the idea of being able to actively choose which weapons that you wield during a combo, and I like the idea of being able to actively switch them up for more in-depth combinations. So I'm actually very excited with this new change. There's a part of me hoping that if there ends up being a version 3 of this demo, they do implement this new updated battle system. I would be really excited if they do that. Also, like I mentioned before, if they do end up doing a version 3, I do want them to add magic.
Sounds like a plan.
I think magic would be a great thing to test out because it's something we haven't actually seen a lot of. We've seen it in trailers, but we don't know how it actually works. If it works like a technique, if it's in a technique slot, you know, how, you know, just what does it do, you know, and all that. So I do think it's important that they, you know, they implement that into an updated version of the demo just so that we can see how it works. Also, yes, on the same subject of a version 3.0 of the demo, I do want them to add a chocobo, or the chocobo riding system, or the car. I really think that they need to add at least one of those things. Because traversing this land, while it's beautiful to look at, it can get repetitive sometimes and just downright boring. So, you know, adding one of those features would definitely make it feel more lively, I guess I should say. What else do I want them to add? That's pretty much all I would want them to add in a version 3 of the demo. Saw you here. Drop it down, drop it down, drop it down, boom, boom. You see how they are just dropping all of their soldiers out, and I'm very certain that it has to do with your place in the story. You see, if you use the technique, those crystal swords will still attack the enemy, even though you're nowhere near them, and I really like that. It gives you an incentive to keep on using a technique, even if you're not near an enemy, because those swords will attack the closest enemy to you. The closest enemy that it can target, that's closest to you. And, you know, it ensures that you always deal damage. As you can see, I just keep on going back and forth down this road with the Magitech troops. It's just because I just don't want to be standing around waiting for dusk, and so I can at least show off some more battles. See me strolling down the street.
Last thing I need now.
Dropping. There. Guess I could switch it up a bit. Go Dragoon. Spamming Dragoon! I was so happy that they put Dragoon jump in the demo. I'm doing this so that I can get my HP back up. You can see right there, it goes up incredibly fast when you take cover. It's getting pretty close to dusk.
Let there be light.
I'm fairly certain it's just me. I don't think there are any more viewers, which is totally fine. Oh shit. Boom! I'm spamming this shit. Wow, okay, so I guess we can... Oh, I missed the time.
Bit of wood we can chew. Any ideas? Anyone? Hands down! Gotcha! Onward.
The stars have come out. Visit the stargazing point before dawn. Wow, so we literally got here right at the right time. The stream has actually gone pretty well as far I think. I'm actually quite happy with the amount of stuff we got done, or I got done, I should say.
Highness, have a look at this. Fascinating.
What?
Here we go with the next.
A little rest might go a long way.
Hey, you two.
Oh?
Yeah.
He's tapping, man. Let him go. Is he ever gonna let go? That's crazy. Alright. Rest. Dry aged tender roast stew. That's a lot of XP. Man, look at all that XP. Wow. I like that picture.
Let's hit it.
Let's roll.
So I guess I was wrong. I guess there is one more of the tours. The last one is the one that results in the picture being taken. But obviously, the stream has gone on for just past the 3-hour mark, so that's a little too long. Unless... Nah, that's too long. You know what, screw it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and rest one last time and see if that will trigger the final tour. If it doesn't trigger the final tour, then yeah, I'll just start the cutscene, the final cutscene, and the demo will end, and so will the stream. But if it does, then it's one more thing that we could add on to the stream. I did say I wanted to get as much as I could into the stream, so if I can get this last part in, then I'll do that.
Huh.
Oh wow, is this not the last one? I sort of thought it was the last one. Watch, this stream is going to go on for 4 hours. Oh god. There's absolutely no way anybody is still here. Nobody is watching. Mistwood. Team up with Galio and search the Mistwood for the lost brooch. Brooch. Wait, was it brooch or brooch? See, this is why that they need to implement the chocobos for these long treks. You know, I mean, we've already been down this area.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have to be forced to run around it again, you know, if we don't really want to.
Heads up.
Easy as they come.
Let's clean him up quick.
Hands down.
All in together now.
That was a weird, glitchy moment there. Already did that one, I think. Yeah. I want to skip these Gurula. They're not being mean to me, so I don't need to be mean to them.
Want some? One time.
You can tell I'm quiet now. Part of it has to be because I'm actually kind of tired now, and also I've pretty much run out of things that I wanted to talk about the game. I was actually sort of worried that the content of the game was going to run out before the content of whatever I wanted to say. That actually didn't end up turning out exactly that way. Actually appeared there seemed to be more content than things to talk about. Could I guess just start talking about my other gaming interests. I am a huge Souls fan. I like the Souls series as well as Bloodborne, and I'm thinking about my next stream possibly being Bloodborne. I don't know. I've already done a couple test videos with Bloodborne, and the quality sort of dipped. I don't know if that had to do with just my internet at the time. But let's see, what do we got here? What do we got here? Wait, oh, this way. I wonder if, when they mean by she, I wonder if they mean Luna Freya. I actually don't think I've done this one yet. I don't really remember this. I'm gonna go ahead and skip these guys because the last time I came through here, I don't know if it was a glitch or if it was intentional, but they would just keep on swarming in endlessly, and I don't want to risk that. Go through. Over the brooch in the mistland, find the brooch on your own. Okay, never mind. I have done this before. I have done this this tour, because I remember enemies pop out here after I pick it up. Florent. Gee, I think they're talking about Luna Freya. There's Gladio. Where is he? I'm actually gonna let them. Come on. Do it! Do it! Okay. Go. Y'all are dead now. Y'all are dead. I can never get old. Or I can never get tired of this summon. It just never gets old. That's what I meant to say. Wow, they're coming in. They keep on coming in.
I'm getting a sign this could be bad.
You know it.
You know it. I'll always be around. There you at. Oh, let's have him do it again. Why not? Come on. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Those fireflies that came out through the air. Let's see. Cool, we got a camp. Love these sequences.
Safe and sound.
Love them. Alright, let's rest. Now remember, all of these sequences, these told version 2 of the demo, they were not in the original version 1.0. Alright, let's camp again and see if we trigger the last one. Hopefully this is the last one. I'm probably, knowing me, I probably forget and there's probably one more. Nope, it didn't trigger the last one. So I'm just gonna go ahead and end this thing. The final one, the final tour, had all four of us going to take a picture. It would have actually been really cool to have gotten that one during the stream, because then we could have gotten all the tours out of the way. But it's going a little too long, even for me. Also, notice the soles of the shoes,
Woke up on the wrong side of the bed again.
or the boots that Noctis is
We mustn't deplete the stock.
wearing. Look at how high definition they are. So much detail to them. To the bottom of the shoes. I don't know. I find, whoa. Oh, well, what do you know? Gotta do it. Although, it starts at night again. Are you fucking kidding me? No way. Alright. Because it's here, you gotta do it. Might as well get everything done. What enemies? Oh, of course.
MT.
Why do you call them that?
Magitech troops empty inside.
Outstanding, Highness.
Boom, got a couple of them there.
Outstanding, Highness. That's that. Hey, nothing personal.
I couldn't help it. Every time I see that thing, I think of The Lion King. You can usually tell if there's going to be an enemy drop based on if there are no gates. You see how there's like these gates things here? They're open. Usually Magitech drop off will be here. Well, since it's probably no, because that would mean I have to get off of the stream. I was gonna play music through my cell phone, but my cell phone is what I'm using to watch the broadcast and keep up with chat. Nobody's chatted anything for quite a while, but I just don't want to. I don't want to risk of somebody saying something and me not hearing it, or I mean not seeing it.
Just can't take a hint. What can I say?
Actually, yeah, I am gonna play some music. So if anybody's still watching, don't use chat because I won't be able to see it.
Last thing I need now.
I'll say on a me.
What can I say?
All's well that ends well.
Well,
Just in case you're wondering, the song, if you can hear the song, it's The K's State of Grace. I don't know if it's... Okay, The K's is the band, and it's State of Grace is the song name.
Onward.
Next on Radio 69, Wombat, the Wombat. This is Cages by TesseracT. That was Cages by TesseracT. Next up, we will be playing Guiding Lights from Skyharbor.
Amazing how free we are out here.
Far cry from life back home. Is anybody else feeling a little out of their league?
Just don't let your guard down.
Like, that's what I was gonna get.
Let me hit him first, then you follow up. Afraid I have to wait, because I said so. Let's go. Last thing I need now. Let's clear up quick.
Okay, again, that was Guiding Lights by Skyharbor. This should be the time of night, so we should be able to finish it now. And there we go. Yeah, that was a nice little way of ending things. So that was all of the tours from version 2.0 of episode Duscae.
Going all out. Just don't get too carried away.
Now
Sure
I'm
wanna
gonna
talk.
go and I'm gonna actually, you know what? I've never actually. Nah, I'm not gonna test that out. I'm actually gonna go. I'm gonna use the camper because I have so much experience. I'm gonna get that multiplication bonus. Got that tired animation there because I sprinted too long.
I don't think the point of hunting the behemoth was to collect a souvenir.
I hear ya. It's bedtime.
Yeah.
So basically, this is what it's like to camp in a camper. There's not really much to it. The guys don't sit outside. They obviously sit in the RV or the camper, I should say. So yeah, so got a little over 20,000 extra experience points for camping. And look at that XP pile up. Oh my gosh. Okay, so and you see after camping in a camper, you don't get any buffs, which is pretty bad. You guys sort of need buffs. Cindy.
Hey, y'all about ready to settle up?
Ready as will ever be.
Didn't mean to keep you waiting.
Oh, don't you worry about that one bit now.
We have what was in the estimate.
Yep, that ought to cover it. So, reckon it's about time we got you back together with your girl.
You see, so this is pretty much what the menu looks like. Stronghold. Cool. So I never noticed this. You actually do get a little taste of the next area. It says right there, Arakchale Stronghold. So looks like that's another place. And there's also another Chocobo post. You also get the option to take the wheel in the full game. So let's set this destination and go for it.
Well, here she is. Come see for yourself. She's primed, prim, and proper. I reckon you won't find a loose nut or bolt on her.
We're in your debt.
I'll say you are. I souped her up a bunch for you. I should charge you, but I'm not gonna. This one's on the house.
That's awfully nice of you.
Well, just make sure y'all come back to Hammerhead now, you hear?
Count on it. Nowhere else we'd take it.
Don't you forget it. Hop in.
Right.
Oh, it's alive!
Just let us know if you need anything.
Well, it won't be about repairs next time.
Well, that's fine by me. We can tune her up however you like in the garage. All you gotta do is just bring her on in.
So it's alright if we call you?
Sure is. Pawpaw'd love having someone to talk to.
We'll bring something by when we visit. For Sid, of course.
Yeah. Time to hit the road. Thanks again, Cindy.
Y'all take care out there.
式の席で騒ぎ王都を守る障壁が崩壊帝国軍が王都城周辺を爆撃
おい待てよ
両国間で行われていた停戦協定については今回の事件を受け当面の凍結が発表されました。また亡くなられたレギス国王陛下に続きノクティス王子そしてテネブライのフルーレ家令嬢ルナフリーナ様の死亡が新たに確認されています。
いいか途中で投げ出すことは許されぬ。ルシス王家の人間としてこのレギスの息子として常に胸を張れ。
All right, so that was episode Duscae. I definitely feel that buying Final Fantasy Type 0 was worth it to play this. Alright, so that's going to be the end of the stream. It was a really long stream, but I had a lot of fun, and I hope if anybody's still watching this, I hope you had a lot of fun too. Have a nice night or morning, wherever you're watching this.